It's Friday, and it's time for Travis Talk Sports. Thank you for joining us today. I'm here with Coach Ron Tunick
Yo, yo, yo.
and one of our great sponsors, Jason Perez with New American Funding. Thanks for being here.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, right now, we're going to give out some numbers here, 661-298-5487. That's your hometown station, KHTS 1220 and 98.1. Start calling in. We got some topics today we're going to talk about that are really hot right now in the media. One is college basketball or college athletics and the players, students, getting paid. If you got a take on that, give us a call. We're going to talk some spring training, maybe a little Olympics review. We're going to talk about some local Santa Clarita Christian, Valencia moving on, boys basketball in the playoffs. Masters #1 in the nation for NAIA.
Our favorite NAI team. How are we going to jam all this in 1 hour every Friday at 1 o'clock? My Ducks last night really took the collar. They just choked against a weak Washington State team. Jason, did you see the game last night?
I didn't catch that one, unfortunately.
Man, oh man, they're 19. They were 19-10. They needed to win that to get some respectability, for March Madness, and that's probably going to blow their chances unless they win. Did you see it, Aaron? Did you see the game last night?
I did not.
Oh.
I thought they were in the top 5 this year, though.
This is men's basketball.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no. They're in the middle of the pack in the Pac-12.
You got to wait for Bowl.
Yeah, so that's about it on college basketball, unless you want to.
Oh, no, we got lots to talk about college basketball. One thing we want to talk in, I guess we'll just jump in right now, is about these college athletes being paid. I want to hear each of you guys' take on that. I have a take. I'm kind of in the middle of which way I want to go, but I do think something has to happen. But if we do pay the players, I'm just saying right now, is that the solution? I don't think that solves everything, and I'll get to that in a minute. Coach, what do you think?
You know what? I'm on the fence a little bit, but I'm gonna root for the college kid, and then I want to hear what Jason has to say. Here's my take. If you're a football or basketball player, they have enough money to handle the kids that come from economic backgrounds that can't even afford a pizza. Yeah, Jason knows this. They have a training table. But, outside the training table, if these kids are coming from economic backgrounds where they have no spending money, then this is where you see the deviant behavior. So I would have some kind of a scale based on your family's economic situation. Now, let's go to travel. If your parents or grandparents do not have the funds to even watch you play, that's where I think it makes sense. Again, let's have an economic scale. Now, here's where the hard part comes in. Most of the other sports don't really pay for themselves. So baseball doesn't pay for themselves. Track maybe, but most of the other sports don't. So how do you compensate those players? So it's very, very complicated. But I'm going to go 51-49. Let's come up with a financial scheme, if you will, to compensate players based on need. That's my short take. I want to hear what Jason has to say.
I actually have a couple different thoughts on this. I tend to lean more towards, again, with Travis, I'm kind of in the middle, but I believe in the student athlete, and I genuinely believe that as a student and a member of the student body, if you're getting a full ride scholarship to university, you are getting paid. So you might not be getting paid in cash, you might not be getting the benefits you would get in the NFL, but the alternative is, in essence, what you have in minor league baseball, where you're basing in a developmental league with not a large audience and not a huge platform to really broadcast yourself to maybe make a career at the next level. So I definitely feel that there should be some form of compensation, or at least some sort of an allowance that allows these student athletes to be able to kind of go out and enjoy the college experience, because that's the other kind of catch-22 with the NCAA, is the limited ability of college athletes to actually earn an income while maintaining their amateur status. So, as you said, it's a very complicated issue, but I do believe that there is compensation already there as far as the opportunity to get an education that a lot of other students are basically going to debt for. So that's kind of where I stand, at least on my point.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, before we move forward, I just want to say one quick word. I want to thank Bernard Cash from Earthwise Vitamins for filling in for me last week.
He did a great job, didn't he?
He did a good job.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Jason here. I've said I'm in the middle, okay? So you got all these other students who go there, and when they leave and they graduate, they got a couple $100,000 worth of debt. Is it fair to them to go to that school, and at the end of the day, they paid for it themselves, and now they have all this debt, and now they go off for their career. Now, a couple things: these students that go, they can work during the year. A basketball player, a sports player can't work. Okay, I get that. So what's the solution? Here's one solution: pay the coach of Alabama, Nick Saban, $1 million less, and everybody's taken care of on the Alabama football team and the basketball team and all other sports. But that's one thing. And these coaches, are they? I mean, I guess they're worth it if somebody's going to pay them. The other thing is, though, so let's say we do pay the players. Is that enough? What if there's somebody else that comes alongside in the back and said, "Hey, I know we paid you $50,000, but I got another. I'll kick in another $50,000 if you come play for UCLA. If you come play for another school." So it doesn't end the problem necessarily.
It's called booster financing.
Yeah, it does not end the problem. It doesn't solve the issue if we go ahead and start paying the players. It doesn't ensure that everything now is above board and everything like that.
No, but if we can minimize the cheating. But let me go back to something you said. Most of the other students do not produce income. So let me state, Jason, you are a D1 soccer player. That's very, very prestigious, especially to be recruited by Cal Berkeley. Did soccer, how do I want to ask this question? What kind of fan participation when you guys had a tournament? Did fans come out? Did you play in the new stadium?
No, at that point in time, they hadn't built a new stadium yet. They're still kind of finding out where to put us at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, did you have 100 fans come out? Do you remember?
Yeah, on average, it'd be anywhere. We had a couple hundred. Basically, we probably had anywhere between 150 to, I'd say, the biggest game we had, which would be against Stanford. We had easily, over 500 people in the stands.
Okay, but that still didn't pay for the air travel, the uniforms. So your sport, as interesting and as popular as soccer is today, it didn't carry itself financially. Look at swimming at Cal, right? Cal's got a good swimming team.
Fantastic.
So look at volleyball. I mean, there's so many really cool sporting teams at college level that just don't pay their way, and then these are the kids that ultimately, if they're really great in their sport, they're going to wind up in the Olympics. They're going to wind up providing leadership in other areas of life. So let's, you and I were talking before the show started. The NC2A has to get off its butt, Jason. Has to, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And the one thing we'll say is that even as it is right now with, let's say, I want to say lesser sports, but the less income, the sports that generate less income revenue in the college level, they basically are, in essence, not compensating anywhere near as much as the income-producing sports. So the amount of scholarships that the football team gets and the basketball team gets compared to what the soccer team would get or the water polo team would get, basically that'd be one thing I could say kind of offsets it to some degree. But, yeah, I absolutely agree. The NCAA, I look at it more kind of – the NCAA reminds me more of like the NFL, and basically Major League Baseball, almost like a corporation that basically facilitates it basically manages the revenues being generated by these private universities and says, hey, even though you guys are generating the income on your own, even though your student body, your alumni are in essence driving people to our product, we're going to be the final say in this. We're going to govern it. We're going to regulate it. And trust us, we're going to be fair. And I think we've all seen in the past that has been anything but the case in several very high-profile cases.
So what's the solution, guys? Anybody out there have a take? Give us a call, 661-298-5487. I think there's a lot of different things we can talk about. My other thought was, okay, let each player get an agent if they want an agent, and they can negotiate how much.
That's the problem. The elite athletes have these ghost boosters, and then the booster has a relationship with an agent, and this is what we're trying to curtail, is the lying and the cheating. Reggie Bush, he still bugs me. You're telling me the head coach didn't know he's driving a new Escalade? Come on, man. These coaches, kids talk. All this is hush-hush, right, Jason?
In essence, yeah, it would be hush hush, but again, look at the alternative. As you look at the punishment meted out by the NCAA on USC for, in essence, lack of institutional control because of a single individual player, and yet you see the punishment, and this is what really kind of I have a hard time understanding, the punishment meted out to Penn State for an absolute catastrophically failure of institutional control, and you kind of try to compare one and the other, and you really can't. There's just
So that's another good question. You know, is it the coach's responsibility to know every second of their player and what they're doing? And so does it always, the responsibility always fall back on the coach? I have to say, yeah, I'm sure some people knew Reggie Bush, but I think there's also some probably honest coaches out there that aren't keeping track, and maybe they should and don't know what happens, what goes on. But so let's pay the players. Let's slot it. Okay, this player you get this much. Okay, and all down the line. You mentioned earlier that Oregon football program generates $150 million a year. Okay, so and then they put that back into the college. They build buildings. They do things like that. So there's enough money to pay them. Okay, and then also the whole argument with jersey sales. You know, there's money there for a player for jersey sales, but I don't want to see that this is these players' jobs. They're still student athletes, so this amount of money. I mean, what's the right amount? Is $20,000 good enough for each one? Is $50,000 good enough for each one? We're certainly not going to pay these guys $150,000, $200,000 a year, are we? That's insane.
Well, you're one of the nicest people I know in my life. I'm not lying. That's Travis Guest. Everybody at Travis.
That is not my last name. I'm the nicest guy you know, and you can't even pronounce my last name.
I know
What is
your
this
last
guy?
Gist. I know
Gist.
Gist.
Come on.
One of the nicest guys I've ever met. And Aaron, he is one of the nicest guys you'll ever met. But he's a little naive.
He's a
Come
very
on,
kind
man.
soul.
You're a little naive. You think these basketball players are going and sitting in history and economics class to get an education?
Okay,
Come
good.
on, man.
Good. They aren't getting an education. Then make the college sports the semi-pro.
That's what
okay?
Jason just said.
Well,
They're the minor leagues.
Make it the minor leagues. Okay,
They are the minor leagues.
So these guys, you know, they have to play 2 years and then they go to the NBA. They have to play a certain amount of years semi-pro at their college and then go to the NFL. Whatever.
It's Gist anyway. Travis Talk Sports. Travis Gist here on award-winning KHTS 98.1, and you can listen on hometownstation.com.
Hey, call in 661-298-5487.
Nobody's going to call in
Send
this
me a
rain. People are
tweet.
driving.
Send me a tweet at Travis G Sports, and let's figure out a way to get Coach kicked out of the show.
Put your hand on a 10 and a 2 and drive safely and enjoy our show every Friday at 1 o'clock. So what else you got, Travis Gist?
Well, we're going to talk about local sports here. The Masters College is now ranked number 1 in the NAIA, and tomorrow they are playing in Phoenix against the winner of Menlo or Vanguard. It's undetermined.
They already beat him, but I wish it was on TV. It's not, is it?
I think on the website you can stream it.
Go to the Masters.
Masters.edu.
Yeah, I might just do that.
Yeah.
We had those two great players on about a month ago. They were really nice young men, weren't they?
They were excellent.
Yeah. What about baseball? Our local junior college. Is it called junior college, community college? Jason, what do you
College
call
of the
the
Canyons.
2-year schools now?
Honestly, junior college. Just
Junior
'cause
college?
junior college transfers just kind of seems to ring well.
So College of the Canyon's baseball team's off to a really good start, so that's a great thing. Talking about baseball just for a second, Hart High School as a kid, Logan Solomon. Watch out for that name, Logan Solomon. This kid he's like 6'2" or 6'3" as a freshman, and he can play. Just remember the name, Logan Solomon. Okay?
You his agent, Coach?
I'd like to be his agent. Travis and I, you and I should be agents.
Yeah, I'll get that college player the money they're looking for.
What do they get? Do you know?
Percentage. I don't know
Like
what the
10%,
percentage is.
Jason? Do you know what they get?
I think it honestly depends on the negotiation, but yeah, it's definitely a percentage, and I think it's every deal that's structured.
Did you play in Europe? Did you play your soccer in Europe when you left school?
No, I played, not when I left school, no. When I was in high school, I was able to play overseas for a summer. I played in Holland for a little bit, but that was it.
How cool is that? Was Holland beautiful?
Absolutely stunning. Really was.
Oh, man. I'd love to go to Holland. Travis Talks Sports every Friday at 1 o'clock, produced by our wonderful producer, Aaron. What's your last name? Tunic? Is that it? Something like that?
Tunic.
Yeah, like
Just
that.
got it changed.
What else do you got, Travis?
When we come back, we're going to talk about Valencia boys basketball.
No, the segment went that fast?
Yeah,
Oh, it's ridiculous.
it went that fast. We're going to talk a little spring training. I was in Arizona last week for my
Yeah, you were
real
scouting.
job.
Let's talk about your
some
scouting
scouting.
there.
So it's getting busy out there. I mean,
Are you really
all
a Dodger fan? Because I am.
I am. I'm a total Dodger fan.
What about
and
you,
I
Jason?
think
Huge Dodger fan.
we're going to see the reemergence of Kemp this year. He's lost like 30 pounds. He had a couple home runs and a few.
I know you're
these,
taking cough medicine, but boy, it's really
spring
affected
ball.
your thinking here.
He's going to be good.
Yeah.
And we're going to maybe talk a little bit Olympics review, Coach. You got anything to say about the Olympics?
I do. I enjoyed the Winter Olympics tremendously. Some of the sports, some of the athleticism of these athletes and the guts. I mean, some of the things they did in the air. I mean, Jason played soccer. I was a football player. You were a basketball player. We never put our life on the line. I mean, it's crazy the things that they did. And, it was fun. We're going to come right back. Travis Talk Sports and drive safe. No texting and driving here if you're listening to our show. Be right back.
You can do it. You can do it. I love to you.
Tell them bring their guns out to my city of
You've seen them on Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Now experience the Cajun Belle in Canyon Country. The Cajun Belle, a terrific mix of SoCal Creole and the most flavorful handmade cocktails in our valley. It's the happening place, beginning with Blues Night every Wednesday from 7 to 11. Thursday is karaoke night with all-night happy hour featuring $1 tacos. Friday is Ladies Night with the coolest DJ in town. Check out live cover bands every weekend. The Cajun Belle on Soledad opposite the Canyon Country Post Office.
Hi, this is Jason Perez with New American Funding, Santa Clarita's own homegrown mortgage expert. Visit my website at lendscap.com or give me a call at 661-972-1092. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or trying to go from your condo to a castle, here at New American Funding, my team and I are here to help you do whatever you need. Once again, feel free to give me a call, 661-972-1092, or visit my website at lendscap.com. I'm looking forward to working with you.
This is Bernard Cash with Earthwise Nutrition Center. We have been serving Santa Clarita Valley from the same location in Granary Square Shopping Center for the last 30 years. We built our business on earning people's trust. What you get at our store, you will not get anywhere else. You're going to get a family that's going to tell you the truth, that's more interested in earning your business long-term versus making a big sale. You're going to get 30 years of knowledge, and you're going to get a wide variety of products that actually work. You can visit us at buyearthwise.com or call us at 661-255-2928.
At Jersey Mike's, we think there's a whole lot of wow to be found between 2 layers of fresh baked bread. Like, wow, this sub sandwich sure has a little something something special. And wow, Juice does for sub sandwiches what spinach does for a certain well-known sailor man. Because we never just make a sub. Every sub we make is a sub above. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Your Santa Clarita Jersey Mike's, a proud sponsor of Santa Clarita High School football.
Hi, my name is Garo, and I've opened up 3 Apollo's barbershops in Valencia, with the 4th one opening up on Main Street in downtown Newhall. I remember my grandfather bringing me to the barbershop when I was a boy, when trucks were made tough and integrity meant something. Apollo's Barbershop is not a fad, but is built on old school tradition. A place where a man can get a straight razor shave, a tight, clean haircut, beard, and mustache grooming. Visit us at apollosbarbershop.com for all the information and contacts.
Title Boxing Club is here in Santa Clarita. We're fast-paced, action-packed, and addictive. We've got music pumping and energy flowing. Come out to the Title Boxing Club and embrace your inner power and sweat it out at Santa Clarita's best workout spot for you and your entire family. Join us for your first shot-free class at the Title Boxing Club on Bouquet Canyon and Newhall Ranch Road.
Hometown. Your hometown station.
Hey, Biz, let it drop right here.
Welcome back to Travis Talk Sports on this rainy Friday here in the SCV. What's happening, everybody? Give us a call, 661-298-5487, or send me a tweet at Travis G Sports. Coach, one thing that we wanted to talk about is our guest here, Jason Burrez with New American Funding. And
I was just curious about first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
How I just heard before the show started that you can get in, Jason, with 3% down?
Yeah, you can get as little as 3% down, 3.5% down, 5% down. I mean, there's really a lot of programs out there structured to helping people with good credit scores, good income, but with limited funds available for down payment. So,
okay, what we're talking to New American Funding. What is good credit?
Good credit, ideal credit right now, it's broken into tiers of basically 20 points. So 740 and higher is optimal. 720 to 740 is considered very good. 700 to 720 is good. 680 to 700
Travis
is
is
solid.
at 400. How is that?
Aspiring.
Can I get a cardboard box? Can I buy a
400 is
cardboard
deemed
box under a
aspiring.
bridge?
But basically, what these programs are really for, though, is they're predicated to help out people that might not have the ideal scenario, but can still have the income and the necessary credit history to actually warrant paying for a mortgage and getting the tax write-off, as opposed to paying for rent on a consistent basis, kind of just watching the money go away.
Your profession is so interesting. I mean, you literally make people's dreams come true. So I give you a lot of props for that. When you look at the marketplace right now, where is the interest rate for that first-time home buyer?
First-time home buyer, I mean, you're looking at a threshold between 4.5% and 5%. It just all depends on FICO score, depends on property type, it depends on down payment, loan to value. So I mean, there's multiple variables that go into it. So that's why when you see all these ads on TV or the radio where they're guaranteeing you a rate, it's kind of false advertisement. So when we actually talk about rate and cost, it's always going to be predicated. The cost will always be the same, but the rate is going to be predicated on each individual situation. So it's literally a case by case.
I know you
basis.
can't, but I wish we had a show special. I know you can't do. There's so many, rightly so, federal laws and laws to protect the consumer. So, but maybe we could come up with a show special or something like that. Let's think about it. Maybe free hot dogs for a week.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I'll take a free hot dog. I want to get back into some of this college sports. We never came up with a solution here, Coach.
Well,
But
Jason and I were just saying
thing.
that you have this big bureaucratic, not bureautic, maybe they are bureautic. Is there such a word, Aaron?
No, you're making up.
Bureaucratic establishment that talks, yaps like we do, and nothing ever happens. I mean, they spend more time, as Jason knows, being punitive if they hear a rumor about a coach or something than actually implementing new strategies. So I'm frustrated with the NCAA. I really am.
Yeah, well, I want to say that this whole thing in Arizona with Sean Miller, you heard that Shaquille O'Neal's son was recruited there.
Dropped out.
And he dropped out and is now going to UCLA. Did you hear that?
Well,
maybe he got paid a little bit more at UCLA.
I'm not a big Bruin fan, so the bottom line is it has to be looked at in terms of I'm saying it again, the economics of the family. If the family cannot, Jason said it earlier, if you can't afford offsite at McDonald's or a Jersey Mike's, somebody's got to care.
Okay, so they do get free food, okay? And so if they're still a little bit hungry, I think there's enough money there to make sure that they never starve ever while they're in college. But here's another question. Sharif O'Neal, Shaq's son, now going to go to UCLA. Does he deserve to get paid? Because his dad's worth $500 million.
No.
So
no.
should he?
No.
So he doesn't get to have any.
No. Is that his name, Sharif?
Yes.
Is he? How big is he?
He's 6'10".
No kidding.
He's a slender 6'10". He's going to be one of those guys that can play any position. Anthony Davis shoot from the three.
Yeah, no
handle
kidding.
the ball. But there's another question. I mean,
No.
so now we're going to say, oh, if your family makes this much money, sorry, you don't get anything.
Isn't that the way it should work, though? I mean, why should Sharif
Oh,
get...
he's an individual. He's an individual.
I'm talking about the ability of these kids to have a little meal off campus, go to a movie. How about you never took a girl out. You never had a date till you were 35 years old. So, but if you don't have enough money to take a girlfriend out.
I don't have enough money to take my wife out now. What do you mean?
Does your wife listen to the show?
Probably not.
We need to dedicate this show to her. Let's move on. I mean, I want to talk about baseball.
Dodgers are up 4-0 today.
So I'm a real Dodger fan. You're a real Dodger fan. Jason's a Dodger fan. The Dodgers are loaded at every position but pitcher. I mean, we got infielders, outfielders. We got young studs everywhere, but we've got basically the same problem we've had for years, and that's very few superstar pitchers. We've got maybe 1.5. We've got Kershaw, and I'll give you Alex Wood. He's a tough kid. He's got a lot of dog in him. Other than that, where's it? It falls off.
Do they have a chance at Arrieta?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. It's interesting why. It's a great question, Aaron. Why in the last 3 or 4 years these Woods and Arrietas and why they don't come west? Dodger Stadium is not a great place, I guess, for pitchers. The ball flies out of there. But no, we haven't gotten those big stars. They wind up somewhere else.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, at least based on my limited knowledge of it, is you look at all the free agent contracts that big pitchers are warranting or demanding at this point in time, and how many of those actually do end up working out. And I think, unfortunately, the Dodgers' history would show any large investment they've made in a free agent pitching prospect has generally kind of led to ruin. So I don't mind them not shelling out the money.
$200 million.
Yeah, for a big pitcher, especially when you got Kershaw coming up for free agency next year. You know we're going to be paying for him if you want to keep him in the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, we didn't get Lester, Aaron. Right? He goes to the Cubs. I mean, we're really willing to play and pay for him, and he decided to go to the Cubbies. So Jason's got a good point. I don't know what's going to happen. We're still shallow. We're still weak. I don't even know if we have a fourth guy in the rotation. Do we?
I don't even know who it is now. I haven't. You know, it's like baseball season will be coming shortly, and then I'll start
caring about it.
I'll start caring about it. So.
Well, we've got a set lineup. I mean, when you look at, I hope they start Austin Barnes at catcher, but we're set. Other than your buddy Kemp at left field, I hope they trade him to an American League team because I'd like to see Andrew Tolles, and then we've got Tolles in left. You got Taylor in center and Puig in right. You got an outfield that can run and cover.
And you got Trace Thompson now too. He's going to be a big part of the year.
Yeah,
Clay Thompson's brother, Michael Thompson.
But he's got to hit, man. He's got to hit in the clutch.
He's going to be good.
Yeah.
We also need to recap here, Coach, the Olympics. For the first time in my life, I felt like the United States of America didn't seem dominant.
Well, we closed fast. The last week we got a lot of medals. Did you see the closing ceremony, you guys? Jason, did you see the closing ceremony?
I did watch some of it.
It was unbelievable. I mean, it was really entertaining, but in the last week or so, we did close pretty fast. We picked up a bunch of medals. But remember, these Scandinavian countries, Travis, this is their sport. This is their time to shine, and they did.
Yeah,
we didn't do so bad. We were fourth in the medal standing. That's not so bad.
Definitely. So we had Norway with a total of 39 medals, 14 golds, 14 silvers.
Could you find
bronze.
Norway on a map? Don't lie.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
you couldn't.
I don't care.
Jason's been to Holland. Is Holland in Norway?
No.
Where's Holland? Is Holland a state, a country? What is it?
No, Holland's a little bit, I think, further south and west from Norway. But yeah, Norway definitely. They got a real strong history, especially in not just winter sports, but winter warfare. So definitely not too bad losing to those guys.
Literally, how big is Holland? Maybe 3 million people.
Not quite sure on the actual residents.
Did you see a windmill?
I saw several actually.
And a tulip.
I did. I saw several of those too.
Yeah, you're funny, Jason. New American Funding, our wonderful sponsor. What?
Well, I say one country's medal count, and then you just totally take it off to somewhere else. Let me finish.
Go.
Okay. Germany, 14 golds, 10 silvers, 7 bronze, 31. Canada, can you believe that? Canada, 11 golds, 8 silver, 10 bronze, 29. And the United States, fourth, 9 golds, 8 silver, 6 bronze, a total of 23. But because we're talking about the Olympics, I watched this Netflix documentary last night, and it's called
Icarus.
I always forget the name. It was about the Russian doping scandal and the lengths that the Russians went to cover up all their athletes doping. It was incredible. Have you seen it, Coach? You're going to see it?
No, I'm going to watch it. I really want to watch it. I've heard it's very interesting, entertaining. But, doping's been going on for years. I can't remember the Olympics, maybe 8 or 10 or 12 years ago, where we didn't even go. Was that the Olympics that were in Russia? We didn't go. We didn't send.
No, we went.
We did?
Sochi? We were there.
No.
Right?
This is going back maybe. This is when you were in diapers. Anyway, doping's been going on for a while.
Well, yeah, in this documentary they talk about it's been going on forever. But I want to tie this all into the topic of cheating. Because when we talk about college basketball and college sports, what's the deal? Somebody's trying to get an advantage, so we're going to pay a player to go play on our team. They're cheating.
So there's no cheating in basketball? That's interesting. Are you familiar with the flop?
Did I say there was no cheating in basketball?
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that in baseball we still signs, right? They still signs, and in the Olympics there's doping, and in college sports
stealing
people
signs.
are
That's
paying
gamesmanship.
Yeah.
That's gamesmanship.
Hello, thanks, Aaron. Stealing signs and doping.
Well, I'm just saying the theme of cheating. It's all over the place. I guess if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Right, Coach?
No, that's I like what Aaron said. The gamesmanship is a lot different than cheating. Jason, you played big time D1 soccer. What goes on in soccer? The fake kick in the what? There's a lot of acting in soccer, man.
Definitely a lot of shenanigans. Probably the best way to put it. You mentioned flopping. There's certainly that. There's gamesmanship. If you follow European soccer, there's the comments made by the opposing coaches before the game, kind of trying to get underneath the skin of the fans.
All right, let's go back a second. Here's what I don't know. How many referees are there in soccer? So when the game's going on, how many do you have?
You have one referee that controls the entire field, and you have 2 lines persons, one on each side.
Watching 22 guys. Yeah. So who is watching who? The guy kicking the ball?
Well, in essence, between the 3, it's a collective effort, but the lines persons have specific duties, usually to call offside, make sure things that are basically kind of flowing on the defensive end, where the referee is supposed to be in control of penalties and fouls and trying to keep people from getting legitimately hurt.
Is there doping in professional soccer? Are guys juicing?
I don't know if you'd call it juicing, but I'm sure there is. Basically, it's kind of like the Lance Armstrong syndrome, where any kind of drug that basically allows you to your stamina go a greater amount of stamina or a greater amount of cardiovascular ability, but probably that. So you're not for strength.
Yeah. What about basketball, Travis? You played basketball. What kind of cheating goes on in basketball?
I think there's some great actors. I know a guy who really thinks James Harden should win an Academy Award. He acts, he flops, he whines,
throws his arms up in the air, and
did you see that
flounders?
Did you see that play 2 days ago where he crossed over Wesley Johnson of the Clippers and he tripped and fell, and then Harden just stood there for 5 seconds looking at him on the ground, and then decided to shoot?
Yeah.
How disrespectful! I would have got up and I would have tackled Harden. I would have fouled the heck out of him. Okay, you're going to look down at me while I'm on the ground. Here I come. And just let him have it.
Is he a guy with a chip on his shoulder? Does he play with a chip on his shoulder, Harden?
Harden?
Yeah.
He doesn't play defense. He's not a hard-nosed player defensively, I don't think. He can score the ball great, but he is an actor, and yeah, he's good. He's a good player. He'd probably be the MVP, but I don't like necessarily his game. He's a scorer, okay? he'll never be as good as Kobe because Kobe brought it to you on the defensive end. Okay, James Harden won't.
Who's the best two-way player? Who's the guy that plays also defense and offense?
I have to say, right now, my vote for NBA MVP, because he plays both ways, is Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
And they are on a roll, folks. Our guest, Mr. Pemberthy, was here a few weeks ago, and these guys were, about the 8th, 9th seed, maybe not even getting the playoffs. They're now the 6th seed, and they're only one game. They're stinking 2 games away from being in the 3 seed. You got Houston at number 1 at 48-19. You got Golden State at 48-14. Minnesota, who lost last night, 38-27. And you got New Orleans at 35-26. So they could make it all the way up to the 3 seed.
We're the Lakers. Are the Lakers a year away, 2 years away? I mean, we're the Lakers.
Here's the thing. The Lakers will be there next year ready to contend if they get LeBron and Paul George. And here's another thing I think they can get. I hear a little rumor about a guy across the hallway named DeAndre Jordan coming across the hallway to the Lakers. We don't need any more scoring. We need him to defend, rebound, block shots.
What we don't
He'd
need
be great.
We don't need to pay someone $30 million.
No,
a year.
he's not going to make that anymore. He's not going to make $30 million anymore. I like that. If we don't get LeBron James, then next year you got guys like the Greek Freak and you got Anthony Davis that are free. So whether we get everybody in this offseason, that would be nice. But if we don't, we still are under the cap and can get another good player the following year.
Jason, who do you follow? Do you follow anything in basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. Growing up as a huge Laker fan, as they've kind of lacked competitively, I've kind of lost interest a little bit, but I am definitely starting to watch again.
Yeah. I mean, you're a young man. The last 15 years have been brutal for Laker fans. I mean, really brutal for Laker. I grew up with the Lakers, a huge fan, Chick Hearn. We had our run, but I've lost interest in the Lakers.
You know what? I mean, think about it. We've won 16 championships,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The Celtics have won 17.
Yeah.
You can't win every year. Yes, we've had our down years, but you know what's funny is we've had our down years for the last, 5-6 years?
15.
No.
Look at your...
No. When's the last time that the Lakers won it with Powell and Kobe? That's 2008, isn't it?
2011.
2011. 7 years.
20. Yeah, I think 2010.
It's like 15
2011.
years, right?
Yeah.
In dog years.
So we've had our down years, but we still own this town. The Clippers are the JV.
Yeah,
the JV squad.
I agree with that. The Clippers had their chance 2 years ago. They even had somewhat of a chance last year, and they just, I don't know, they get into the play. Certain teams get in the playoffs, and they just cannot make it happen. Are either one of you interested in the NFL Combine? We haven't even talked about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that when we come back from the break.
Yeah.
There's some
Jaquan Barkley.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
4.3.
This kid is by far the best potential player in that entire combine, and Cleveland has the first pick and the 4th pick.
That's right. We got to talk about that. What are they going to do? They're going to take a quarterback like they've done 10 times and it's never panned out, or are they going to get smart? I'll tell you what I would do.
Let's hear what you got to do.
When we come back on Travis Talk Sports, if you got any takes on the NFL or any of the topics we talked about, give us a call, 661-298-5487. We will be back.
But all that pressure either gon' make you humble or make you hang out on the sidelines and feel you gon' fumble. Put me in, coach. Ain't out here flexing.
Little Eye Leaders is the newest preschool in the Santa Clarita Valley. At Little Eye Leaders, our outstanding teachers lead with intellect, perspective, and heart. That means our programs provide a warm, nurturing atmosphere to meet the unique needs of each child. We believe that play is a powerful form of learning for young children. That's why our kids have every opportunity to learn through the magic and excitement of play. Parents, schedule a tour today by calling 303-0400 or online at littleeyeleaders.org.
Team training, life-changing. F45 Training Stevenson Ranch on Lyons Avenue just east of Wiley Canyon. At F45, they have fun. They've created their very own way of functional training so you can train the way you move in everyday life. The F45 style combines both strength and conditioning. Working with friends, you can be assured of results, not boredom. Download the F45 app today. Select Stevenson Ranch in the 2-week trial and book into classes right away. F45 Training Stevenson Ranch. Come join the family.
At Jersey Mike's, we make a sub above. Bread baked fresh, veggies served crisp, meat and cheese sliced on the spot. Then comes the juice. Red wine vinegar and olive oil blended to perfection. It's what makes a Jersey Mike's sub a sub to behold. And beholding? Well, we think that works best with two hands. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Your Santa Clarita Jersey Mike's, a proud sponsor of Santa Clarita Sports.
This is Bernard Cash with Earthwise Nutrition Center. We have been serving Santa Clarita Valley from the same location in Granary Square Shopping Center for the last 30 years. We built our business on earning people's trust. What you get at our store, you will not get anywhere else. You're going to get a family that's going to tell you the truth, that's more interested in earning your business long-term versus making a big sale. You're going to get 30 years of knowledge, and you're going to get a wide variety of products that actually work. You can visit us at buyearthwise.com or call us at 661-255-2928.
Hi, this is Jason Perez with New American Funding, Santa Clarita's own homegrown mortgage expert. Visit my website at lendscap.com or give me a call at 661-972-1092. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or trying to go from your condo to a castle, here at New American Funding, my team and I are here to help you do whatever you need. Once again, feel free to give me a call, 661-972-1092, or visit my website at lendscap.com. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Title Boxing Club is here in Santa Clarita. We're fast-paced, action-packed, and addictive. We've got music pumping and energy flowing. Come out to the Title Boxing Club and embrace your inner power and sweat it out at Santa Clarita's best workout spot for you and your entire family. Join us for your first shot-free class at the Title Boxing Club on Bouquet Canyon and Newhall Ranch Road.
Hi, my name is Garo, and I've opened up 3 Apollo's barbershops in Valencia, with the 4th one opening up on Main Street in downtown Newhall. I remember my grandfather bringing me to the barbershop when I was a boy, when trucks were made tough and integrity meant something. Apollo's Barbershop is not a fad, but is built on old school tradition. A place where a man can get a straight razor shave, a tight, clean haircut, beard, and mustache grooming. Visit us at apollosbarbershop.com for all the information and contacts.
Hey, Biz, let it drop right here.
Welcome back.
Yes. What? Go. You
to
do
the
it.
Travis Talk Sports Show. We got a couple more topics we want to talk about here. First, I do want to take a second and thank our sponsors. Jason, thanks for coming in with New American Funding. Title Boxing, Apollo's Barbershop. And who else, Coach?
We got a lot of sponsors. This Title Boxing is legit. They've done very well by our show. Very, very well. Thank you, listeners.
Also, Bernard at Earthwise Nutritional Center.
That's where you and I get our stuff.
That's right. He makes me feel good.
I took his vitamin. I went in the other day, or actually before I got my cold. Anyway, I took my vitamin D this morning. You taking vitamin D?
No.
You better load up on C, B, and D. I'm serious.
I'm getting a little cough, a little congestion.
Yeah.
Anyway, the NFL draft is coming up soon here, but now they're doing the camps, and we got the Cleveland Browns with the number 1 and number 4 pick. And so I just want to read this line to you. Saquon Barkley, 5'11", 233 pounds. He did 29 reps at 225 pounds. He did a 41-inch vertical jump and a 4.41 40 time.
Yeah, I think he was number 2. Let's go around the room. We've got a big audience today, but let's go around the room. Who, Jason, at New American Funding, would you select as your number 1 to New American Funding football team? Who would you select, number 1?
It's a tough call. Obviously, it's got to meet the needs of your team at the time. If I was looking purely from a an offensive standpoint, you can't win today in the NFL without a good quarterback. So I'd say it's going to be between Sam Darnold and I'd say even Josh Rosen. Between the two of them, I'd actually have a hard time deciding which one is going to fit better.
I don't get Rosen. To me, he's another cutter. He just has this Cutler. He just has this look on his face like he just had a bunch of sour lemons.
I don't think he has a bad attitude like Cutler does. Cutler was a whiny baby. But if I was Cleveland, I would take Saquon Barkley because he's not going to be around at number 4. The Giants are going to take him at 3. So I take him at 1, and then you still are going to have a good quarterback at 4.
I agree.
So, and you can take your pick. There may be 3 quarterbacks still available.
I agree, and there's tons of quarterbacks out there. You never know. All these first rounders, they rarely make it to begin with. I agree.
But you know what? The other thing that Cleveland's done historically, they took Manziel, right? He's young, and their team's not very good, and then it's hard for him to succeed. So another thing I'd be doing if I was Cleveland is I would go find a veteran quarterback that isn't as young, that can take a little bit more of the heat and groom this guy that you draft, because I don't see what team drafts a quarterback and immediately they're just so much better that year. Can you
rare.
Name anybody?
No, it's rare. What Dallas did last year was rare, or 2 years ago was rare. Deshaun Watson, if he didn't get hurt, I thought was going to have a good year with Houston. But I like your pick. I would go with Saquon Barkley out of Penn State, and I agree 100% with you for the first time ever.
And I think honestly too, with the emergence of the quote unquote backup quarterback in the past year, you got Nick Foles in Philadelphia, you got Case Keenum, Sam Bradford, and Bridgewater all in Minnesota. I think if you're Cleveland, you realize that you don't have to bet the farm on an unproven asset, your number 1 pick. You basically can say, hey, for a rather fair price, I can get a backup quote unquote quarterback that's had a lot of success in the NFL.
It's a great point, Jason, because Minnesota may literally dump all 3 of their quarterbacks. So there's going to be plenty of solid quarterbacks, but there's not too many Saquon Barkleys available, man. This dude is the real deal. His legs, just everything, and like you said earlier, Jason, is off field. There's no negatives with this guy, on or off the field. So
He's a really good kid.
Yeah, really good kid.
Another thing we need to talk about, you know what month it is here, Coach, don't you?
Yeah, it's my birthday month. It's Pisces month. So
I wasn't really thinking of that. It's March Madness. Okay?
And I like March Madness. And I think this year, I would say the last 20 years, the parity in college basketball is unbelievable. Anybody could beat anybody. So I think a sleeper is going to come out of the Elite 8. I know Michigan State. I've watched Duke. Duke's always hard to beat when it gets to the March Madness. So let's go around the table again. Who's your Final Four, Jason?
Hard to say. Definitely Duke for sure. Again, UNC definitely is always going to be up there. Kentucky's playing well, and then for whatever reason, I just Baylor. I'm not a real big fan of anything to do with the program itself, but the way they're playing basketball is pretty impressive.
I like their bright yellow uniforms. Baylor could be interesting. They're long and they're tall, and they play hard.
They do. But there's another team in that
Who do you like,
in that
Travis?
division that owns them, and that's the Kansas Jayhawks. So I will say,
and they're playing well at the end, right?
They are. They're getting better. I remember a couple weeks ago I said, we're just not the same team. We lost a lot more games at home. We got a record of 23-6, 14 straight Big 12 championships.
Yeah.
14 straight.
Got to give it to
But
them.
here is my Final Four. And I'm going with the number 1 ranked team in the nation right now, University of Virginia. They're 26-2.
Sleeper.
Then I'm going to go with probably Duke. They have the experience. They'll get there. Kansas. And then, I don't know, that Xavier team is pretty good as well. So we don't know what the brackets are going to be, so who knows?
Neither of you mentioned Gonzaga. Aaron, you think Gonzaga is a potential sleeper? They're overlooked. I mean, they're in the top 10 and always overlooked.
Yeah, give me Villanova, though. Give me Villanova, Michigan State, Virginia. No, I don't like Virginia.
Could
Something
be
about that
Villanova's year. Yes, could be Villanova's year. I like Villanova. I like Gonzaga. Is St. Mary's anywhere hanging around?
I don't know.
No, St.
Who knows?
Mary's. I'm
Gonzaga's
telling you, there's going to be a
ranked
sleeper. Where's Butler? There's got to be somebody.
Here's a sleeper. I didn't
Take
tell you
Rhode
guys
Island,
this.
Coach.
Here's a sleeper, number 11, Wichita State.
Yes.
And I don't think I've ever told you that my uncle was the head coach of Wichita State.
The Shockers.
Gary Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
You know him?
No.
He's my uncle.
Yeah.
He was the head coach. They went to the Final Four, and they lost to UCLA.
Yeah. You talk about a disappointing legacy team. The UCLA is so disappointing. I don't get it. Did the Trojans have any chance of doing anything in the Pac-12 conference?
No.
So who wins it?
Arizona.
Really? Arizona's got that Anton. I don't know. How do you pronounce his name?
Ayton.
Ayton. Yeah. That kid, that to me looks like another LeBron James. The way he's built, yeah, he is built like LeBron James, and he's
actually he can't handle the ball as well as him.
Not right now. I agree. He gets a little flustered when he goes to the basket, but man, when he goes to the basket, do you notice everybody gets out of the way? Do you notice?
Yeah, he does. And the other thing, they lost one of their good guards for
Trial.
Yeah, for some sort of
little hand slap,
enhancing drugs.
A little hand slap.
Hey, we want to thank all of our listeners. Come back next Friday from 1 to 2.
How about Leon's big shout out to our fan club?
Our fan club over at the Smoke Zone. Thank you, brothers. We'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Out.